So we're in the final stages now of our workflow of a session ready for viewing, and I want to create the album, video slideshow, and a digital app. So the first thing I want to do, in fact, to make the upload process much quicker, I want to create a smaller version of the files for the digital slideshow and the app itself. So over on my action panel here, you can just see there's 2500. Is the kind of the one that is in red. I want to press that, even though it's going to come up with a warning dialog box because I don't have an image out. I've selected it. So if I just press stop for a minute, now I want to batch run the images. So I'm going to go to File, or Automate and Batch. I want to go ahead now. You can see that I've selected the action because I clicked it, so it's selected it already, just a bit of a cheat there. I want to choose the folder, in fact, where it's going to. So I want to just paste in where they are. So they're in the RR JPEG from RAW. Going to select the folder, and in here I want to click on None. Why? Because within the 2500 is a reduction in file size, and it saves it off to a full folder. Now I could have done this same process as I opened all the images in Photoshop in the last stages, in fact. But I like to keep it nice and simple so I don't confuse myself and I don't miss any images out. And obviously what I don't want to do is just save it off to the small size as the finished file. I want it as the main file. So I'm just going to press OK, and at this point straight away we're into a kind of a processing of the file, so I can let Photoshop get on with that, and now I can actually start to launch the online windows that I need for Animoto and for the likes of sticky albums as well. So the first thing I want to do is log into my Animoto account, which I've done here, and then I'm just going to choose one of the previous ones I've made and just click on duplicate, and this is going to be the top here. So I'm going to click on continue editing, and what I'd recommend that you do is that you create yourself a master. So what is a master? A master is with your logos in place and basically the song choice that you want, so you don't really have to actually kind of work this time and time again and things really. I'm just going to go into the settings for a minute, and if I just called this as MC Master Studio, just going to press save, then I would actually just be using this one each time I kind of logged in and things really. Alright. So from here now we want to just go and get the folder. I'm just going to drag that off the screen. This is where we just did the 2500 images, and they're going to just drop into Animoto. Whilst they're uploading, I'm just going to move my other logo to the end. Once they've finished all uploading in here, you can see they're loading very, very fast, and the reason being is because I created that 2500 size of the upload, so pretty much it's all done. Just going to click onto these now, and I'm just going to shuffle them so they're not in any particular order as such. If there was one particular image I wanted at the beginning, then obviously I could just kind of go ahead and drag it and kind of move it up to the start and so on. So then I can just go into preview video. In fact, because it's my master, I don't really need to preview the video at all. I don't need to listen to it wherever it is. I can click now straight on produce, and this would be now the MC, so RR portrait session, and then of course the date that it would be and so on. Just kind of click on finish. Now the only thing I forgot to do, was basically forgot to actually click on the high res, the 1080. So I'll can't do it now, but I should have just clicked the box. I was ahead of myself then. Just going from there anyway, but we'll come back to that now in a minute. So that's finished already. Let me just go and upgrade that straight away to the 1080. Just going to mute that, and basically now what it's doing is going ahead and actually producing the full resolution. So it's just going from here, as you can see. So into sticky album, I want to create a new album. I want to use the contemporary design. I'm going to just drag now my images again into here, and you can see they're going to start to upload very, very fast. Once more, if I want to reorganize them, I can drag them around the page. I can do as I wish. I need to go and select my brand, which will be the next thing. So they've all uploaded anyway. I want to go in and select the brand as such, really. So I don't want it as Baby Club. I actually want it as the Mark Cleghorn. So I'm just going to click into here, click onto the Mark Cleghorn, and then I'm just going to go to continue to the next step. I'm just going to go to our portrait session. So I'd usually use the client's name in here. In fact, yeah, I'm just going to give it an R name, just actually his first name and last name anyway. Session. And then I'm just going to go the sharing, so that they can share this on Facebook or between phones and so on. Check out the amazing portraits of RR by Mark Cleghorn Photography. Now, in my brand is also a link directly to my website. In fact, it doesn't go just to the website, the brand on the top. It actually goes to information and a booking page where they can actually go and find information and just go from there. So in other words, I just don't want it to go to the header or the home page. I want to go to a certain place. So now I can basically just go and choose an image from the gallery. Because it's a part of the Angel shoots anyway, I'm just going to go down and actually select one of the images, select it again, and these are the images that it's going to be on the app itself. Yep. And then continue on, and then as quick as that, I can click on Publish Now, and then this link here straight away is my album. So all I need to do is basically make a note of that, put it onto the client file. And then when I'm putting it in the client file, it means that will already be on our phone, ready for the actual client to view and things really. So you can see the app here on the right hand side. So that's finished with. The MP4 is done, so I can just download that MP4 now, and that's going to save it for me. That is also going to go into the client folder, of course, ready for the viewing. Because that's going to start off all the slideshows. The last thing I need to do is go and create a Fundy an album design, so I just need to launch that software. So then next stage is to just open these in a folder, just so I can kind of see the images straight away. This is so I'm going to drag and drop them into Fundy in a minute. I've loaded my Fundy software, so let's just launch that. Just going to go new project, give the client the name, go and press OK. And it's within Fundy, in fact, I could go ahead and actually even do my viewing as well with it and things. So I'm just going to select and drag all my high quality, I should say, images in. So this is going to take a little bit longer because I'm importing the full res file. And as you can see, in fact, it imports it with the star rating within there already. So if I was using this for the likes of my viewing, I could be kind of almost ready for the client. But the key thing is here, what I'm showing you today is actually getting the album ready itself and things ready. So with only 32 images, it won't take very long. And then once I'm done, I can basically select what module I want. And in this case, we're going to go for an album design. So with the images uploaded, let's just click onto the module now. So let's just select a new album, and we're just going to click onto Loxley Color, just go next. I want the Perfetto, the fine art. I'm just going to actually include the Adore book. That's the one we're going to do. We're going to do 8x8 in design. Just going through, there's no cover design with it. Just this would be our album, and just going to create. So all I've got to do now is basically select the auto design. So 20 pages, 32 images, 1 minimum per spread, maximum 6 per spread, album design and so on. And then as far as the images, I can do a custom order, a file name, date capture, it doesn't matter. In this case, just click on the auto design and just hit go. And there we go. That's as fast as it is. And obviously if I want to go in there and go, okay, well, he's kind of cutting through the face there, I want a different design of this kind of spread, I can literally just click on the auto design kind of layout to change all the images. That's better straight away. Same way here. So remember, what I'm trying to do is ensure that things aren't going to be cutting through heads and faces and so on. So just using the designer kind of the new design tool, I could just go from there. If I want to actually change an image from one place to another, again, I can just kind of drag images around and things ready. And once that's done, all I've got to do then is basically export this ready for the client to look at the end of the viewing as well. So once that's done, all I need to do then is click on the top right hand corner, export for print, go and choose where I want this saved. So I'm just going down into the client file. So I can either save it within here, I usually actually just do it just outside, and album, pressing select, save in full the whole range, and just going to hit the export. So that's going to just take itself a couple of minutes, and once that's done, of course, we've then got all of our assets in one place ready for the client viewing. So if we just head across into the folder itself, we can now see that I've got a notepad here with the album app information, MP4 in, as we can see that's here now, and then as far as the JFR, those are all the actual files that they're actually going to use during the viewing itself. Again, if there are things like you've made a mistake at the last minute, so we were going in to retouch out a little bit of the kind of the strap on the wings with one of the images. I think I'd forgotten to actually do that one, so the likes of it here, and if they spotted that ready for the viewing and I hadn't done it, then this is where I would just go in and correct this one image. If the app had already made and the video had already been made, we'd basically ignore it as far as the production is concerned, because obviously we've made a mistake, but I still would go ahead here and actually retouch it out. It takes a little bit longer. The first thing would be, though, is kind of picking up the lasso tool, just doing the content aware and just seeing how that will do it, or we're working with the likes of the patch tool. It's just a combination of things, but we need to make sure it's right, because obviously as far as we're concerned, when an image is in the album, it's basically ready to print and things ready. So I would need to go in and just kind of retouch out these little elements, and then if sales did want the retouching done of the arm straight away and things ready, we would go and do it. So I just need to go in there a little bit more, grab the patch tool, and then just soften it down just a touch more, just the gradient, and then just perhaps just work in that little fine line where the strap was and just actually start to soften that out, and then just quickly flick it in and just doing some blending of the actual line, so it kind of disappears and things really. So then again, we just save that over the top, and I could go back into the album and just replace that image and things, and then it's basically done. Hope you've enjoyed this workflow. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Ain't nothing better than watching you smile. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ain't nothing better than watching you laugh out loud, my baby. Ain't nothing better than watching you be you. are the secrets I don't wanna miss. Put your hand in my hand and make a fist. Grab my shirt, curl your lip as if you know. Staring back in my eyes saying please don't go. I don't know what I know, what I know, what I know what it is that you really, really want or you need. I hate every moment away from you. I see you sleeping in my dreams. I know you're in your mother's arms. I know that you're safe from harm. You know I'm coming home real soon, and I'm bringing all my love for you. Ain't nothing better than watching you smile. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ain't nothing better than watching you laugh out loud, my baby. Ain't nothing better than watching you be you. Ain't nothing better than right now. And I can't take away the pain if I don't know you're hurting again. I can't leave you on your own if I know you're crying all alone. And my heart's bumping black and blues. That's how I feel when I'm not with you. A million